Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. At least who's ever left. You know, I know a lot of you probably stormed out, never coming back after I took the Wahl-O-Mat. In fact, there's probably some of you are probably outside my house protesting right now. I don't know. No, actually, I mean, so far, granted, it's only been 2 hours and the video is literally like 2 hours long. So, you know, only right now can people have even just watched the entire thing. But with that said, so far, the response, like, as far as, you know, the like ratio, and I've read some comments, I can't believe it's at like 98% likes. That's pretty surprising to me for a political video where I touch on a bunch of like hot topics and stuff. That's pretty, I mean, thank you guys very much. Then again, I haven't really read most of the comments yet. I've read like maybe 10 comments, and after reading 10 comments, I was like, okay, I need to record a reaction to these comments because this is like a monumental moment, I feel like, for me. You know what I mean? I mean, how am I going to top this? This was so much fun. Okay, so this is unbelievable to me. I didn't even realize it was to this extent. But some people are leaving super thanks. I don't know why. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So those are the ones I'm going to go through first. I mean, there's maybe like 5 or 6 of them. And half of them just say thank you. But let's see. I mean, 30 euros? Are you kidding me? Danke. Roxy does 9. Barry, thank you so much. CHF. I'm from Switzerland, but made it too some days ago. Brave to do it on YouTube. Interesting, thank you. How much? I mean, it's not about how much, guys, but I still want to know. What is CHF and how much is that in USD? $54. Holy crap. Gerard Schnarriger. Oh my gosh. And then Thargar with the 2 euros. Okay, this one's actually like, I don't know if it's a question or information. Let's see. Nuclear power wouldn't create much energy independence in Germany since there are no uranium mines, and the main supplier for uranium was Russia. Also, for me personally, it feels selfish to use this source of power for 2 to 3 generations and leave the waste for the next 3,000 generations to deal with, costs and risks aside. That's interesting. See, I mean, I guess I should say before I even go into this, I'm definitely not going to get too into the weeds on any one topic, because, I mean, I'm not like super knowledgeable about nuclear power, atom craft. So, I mean, I'll just take that for what it is and say thank you so much for the information and the comment. Thank you for doing this, Ryan from Zero. Thank you. Okay, so those are the super thanks. Now to get to where the pitchforks might be. Okay, the actual comment section. See, this one I already saw. Really? An American invests 2 hours of his life to think about German problems? Hell yeah. I mean, you already know, guys. I've invested like years of my life to think about German stuff. So hell yeah. I mean, the 2 hours went by like that. It was fun. Yes, the world can be a better place. Indeed, it can be. So much respect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's like the opposite of pitchforks in the comments. That's not what I expected, to be honest. The fact that an American has the MLPT as the second highest is so unbelievably fun. Oh my god, guys. I knew. Oh my god, look at the next one. An American getting the MLPD is glorious. Guys. I knew you guys would take that and run with it. That's why I burst out laughing when I saw that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say because, I mean, in all honesty, I'm not a communist. That's just, and maybe I can already imagine people being like, yeah, you didn't know you were a communist. You know, now you know. It's like, okay. I can't believe that was number 2. I mean, I've actually still got the results pulled up here. I mean, it is. Granted, it's only 62%. I was thinking about that. The fact that, like, nothing is even over 70%. It's like, you're barely even half any party. But Pirates did get a, kind of a commanding lead, 62 all the way to 66. That's a bit of a jump. Because from there, it's just 60, 60, 60. But yeah. MLPD, the second party, the communists. And you know what? Shout out to any communists watching it. I really don't, like, it's just that I'm not one. I'm just being honest. Maybe I'm in denial, guys. I don't know. I'm kind of like a capitalist pig, I mean, I think that capitalism needs guardrails. Anyway. As I said, I'm not getting too deep into anything. Because it's just, I already, went out. I probably shouldn't have even done this. But I already did all that. I'm not going any deeper. And I'm not even a political guy or a political channel at all. So, yeah. But that is funny. I will admit it's funny. I'll admit that. I've never clicked on a video as fast. That was the first comment I read. I woke up at 5 a.m. just to see, like, the first comments. And this one I was like, okay, this was the right decision because apparently, people are intrigued. The problem with withdrawing unemployment benefits from people rejecting job offers is that some kind of forces unemployed people to apply for specific positions, completely disregarding whether that is at all reasonable or rational. If you don't at least try to apply, your benefits get reduced, which means you are suddenly in a position where you have to make a horribly... I don't know why that gets cut off. Maybe it continues in the comments. I don't know, man. For some reason it gets cut off, but I can already, I can see where it's going. And you can see I already read this one this morning. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I kind of alluded to that when I was reading it, that, with a lot of these questions, I can imagine there's some context, some nuance. And to be honest, there's probably nuance on both sides. That's where, honestly, you can start to fall into, like, talking points that different parties just kind of read. But I'm not saying that this is one of those. I think this does make sense. But with that said, I also think that it just sounds like that's a problem. Like, there is a problem, people rejecting job offers who are taking in assistance, even though they could work. And then you've got another problem. It's just a difficult problem, Then the problem is, well, it's hard to filter out exactly who's abusing the system from who's, just like earnestly using the system to get on their feet and, survive while they are actually earnestly looking for another job. It's a genuinely really difficult problem. So I guess what I'm saying is when I answered it the way I did, I was assuming, like, the question, it seemed like the spirit of the question was for people who are rejecting job offers that are, like, legitimate job offers. Should their benefits start to get cut? And it's like, probably. Anyway, okay, moving on. Oh my gosh. If you pick neutral, this is actually scarier for me. Reading these comments is scarier than taking the test. Not kidding. If you pick neutral, it means that it favors a party with a neutral stance on it. Oh. If you would rather not answer a question or don't know anything about the topic, you should just skip the question. Got it. Also, you skipped the answer weighing process entirely, which makes a huge difference in your results. Ooh. Okay, I mean, I assume he's talking about the tuning. I'm not going to lie. This popped up and I was like, oh, wait, do you just drag these? Wait, ×2? Oh, okay, weighting ×2? So you just click the ones that are most important to you? I don't know, guys. Be honest, it's kind of like, I was already nervous enough posting, my initial test and taking the test and those results. It makes me even more nervous to just dive even deeper into it and be like, this is more important than this, So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's tomorrow's video. but that would be against my better judgment. But nonetheless, that actually does explain a lot, you know? Um, it does explain a lot. Well, American fills out the Wahl-O-Mat, ends up with the MLB in seconds. You know what? Maybe I do need to do the tuning. Oh my goodness, guys. Ryan, I think you're being pretty brave expressing your opinions. Thank you. In our more and more tense political atmosphere, people forget to tolerate others' opinions. I totally agree. You know, and that was actually part of the inspiration to even do it. I was like, you know, if there's anyone out there, I feel like, and I hate if this sounds arrogant, but like, I feel like I am genuinely not like a offensive or controversial type of person. And I do not just like think about what people on the left, you know, the way politics, at least here in America, works, especially with the two-party system, is it's like, okay, you're either on the left or the right, and you know the talking points and the positions that your side takes, so you take that side, and then you know the talking points as to why the other side is full of absolute morons, and you know, they're totally wrong. Everyone's insane and stupid on the other side. I genuinely have the opinion that, like, first of all, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So, like, for a lot of questions, there actually is no wrong answer. It's just, which one do you think would work better or faster or is better for the current time period? And when you look at it through that lens, it kind of like takes out a lot of the emotional anger to it. Anyway, thank you for the comment. I think you did a job. I think you did a job. Thank you so much. That's what I strive for, to do a job. Not a good job, but just a job. Making political discussions more civil and theme-based. Thank you, sir. Also, I'd like to thank the BPB for creating the Wahl-O-Mat. Yes, thank you to the, well, I don't know who that is, but apparently they made the Wahl-O-Mat, and I think this is an awesome tool. I was going to say, like, we need this here in America, but considering there's only really two parties that even, like, are contenders, a lot of people don't know there actually are more than two parties in America. It's just that none of them are even, like, contenders because basically the system is rigged that way, you know, like the Democrat and Republican machine, you know, yeah, a third party basically can't win. But anyway, considering there's only two parties, we don't really need a wall. Well, you know, some people would probably benefit from it. Some people probably think they are a Republican or a Democrat, but then they would take it and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm actually not at all that. Q11, we lack skilled workers, so we need to advertise that we need to advertise that they want to come. That's promote. Q11, it must have been the one about promoting foreign workers, skilled workers. Now, what, I can't tell if he's being sarcastic, genuinely. We lack skilled workers? I don't think Germany lacks skilled workers. No, we don't only advertise, but there are integration programs to help foreign workers integrate themselves into society. That makes sense. And we need foreign workers like every other Western country. This one is a bit, I genuinely am like, is he being serious? Like, Germany lacks skilled workers? I mean, I know that there is a, just like here in America, there is a shortage. There's a oversupply of jobs in like certain, you know, fields like trades. And so I guess that means there's a lack of workers. But also if you go to like, I don't know, I've seen so many anecdotes of skilled workers in Germany being like, oh, they say that we're in a worker shortage of skilled workers, but I've been trying to find a job, like I'm a skilled worker in this trade and I can't get hired. So I don't know. I guess he's not being sarcastic. Okay. I shouldn't have even assumed he was. We lack skilled workers. You know, I mean, okay, that's fair enough. I don't even really know what I just said. I barely even said anything. I don't really understand the nuances of this question. I really understand that attitude of yours. Thank you. Whether or not I personally agree with your answers, you end up with. Man, this is like exactly the comment I was hoping to get. You know what I mean? Just people. I really. I could go up to pretty much anyone. I could talk to pretty much anyone who totally doesn't agree with me or has any whatever political opinion, and I can like understand and find it interesting just to hear their perspective. So that's what I was hoping to kind of come across. So thank you very much. You take those questions very seriously, gather information, try to take different perspectives, and in the end, you still consider your personal limitations in evaluating those questions. Thank you very much, Attar Aktes, 1964. What a good year, 1964. That was the British invasion here in America, you know, the Beatles. And it's all been downhill, at least musically, since then. Actually, there was some great music in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Nowadays, I mean, it's harder to find. Am I right? Anyway, let's move on. Little fun fact, renewable electricity has become the cheapest way to go. Hey, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there's people that are like, no, it's not. And I genuinely don't know. So I'm like, hey, if that's the cheapest way to go, that's exactly, then you don't even need government incentivizing things. You know what I mean? Then you can let the free market take over and, you know, the incentives will be lined up. That's a really convenient place to be for, you know, the incentives of the climate and the incentives of humans and their energy needs to be aligned. That would be great. So I hope that's true. Here's this comment again. Did I not heart this? My gosh, I need to heart this. Maybe it's got 2 now. Politics aside, I gave a like for the bravery to even do this. Thank you very much. I guess I'm going to read a couple more. I had to go get a haircut soon, like today, like in an hour. Anyway. The problem with nuclear energy is rather than it's stupid. See, I knew the nuclear energy thing, I called that out, would be a point of contention, which I respect. I mean, I genuinely don't know. To me, with what little information I've had and hearing some people who I respect say it's good, then again, there's also people out there who say it's good that I don't respect. So don't get that twisted. But I'm like, yeah, like a source of energy. Anyway, let me just read this comment. The problem with nuclear energy is rather than it's stupid to reactivate the facilities now after we have already shut them down. It's essentially not worth the cost to go back now. If we want more green energy, then it's better to spend that money on other renewables. That doesn't mean that you have to oppose nuclear energy in general. It's simply not worth it for Germany. Hey, if it's, you know, economically, fiscally doesn't make sense, then yeah, don't do it. The only reason to do it is if it made economic and political sense. I don't know what he's referring to here. 2738. The problem is that here in Germany, there aren't enough Fachkraft for the jobs there are, leading to shops and cafes being closed or having to wait a half a year before you can see a specialist doctor. Okay, let's see what he's talking about. A little bit stuck on that word. Okay, it's the recruitment of skilled workers. I figured, but okay. So we have to recruit people from abroad. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, I feel like. When I was answering that question, I kind of got stuck on the word promote. You know what I mean? I like to fully understand what I'm getting myself into when I'm clicking I agree or disagree. And the word promote to me stuck out as like, what do you mean promote? Like, I want you promoting, you know, hiring German workers. And also, if there aren't a good supply of German workers, I mean, I feel like as I'm saying this, it sounds kind of like nationalist. But, you know, like, I'm just saying it's Germany. You know what I mean? It's Germany. And so, I mean, I think you would prioritize German workers, and then if there's not enough supply of German workers or skilled German workers, then yeah, absolutely go to the rest of the world and recruit and promote like that you need more workers. And then also with that said, just in general, I think getting the top talent into your country is great. Like just across the board, just top talent. Smartest dudes in the world and women. When I said dudes, I meant men and women. Smartest people in the world. Yeah. But as far as like trade jobs, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm only a few minutes in, but I can already say that I like how you try to really understand the background of questions. Thank you. I try. Whether or not I succeed, I don't know. Pirates and MLPD. Don't let your fellow Americans hear that. You might be put under surveillance. It's funny because back in the day, I mean, you really would be put under surveillance, you know, in the Cold War. It's crazy. I mean, but I'm not a communist. God damn. I'm actually not. And I don't think I'm just in denial. I mean, if you watch the video, to be honest, if you watch the video, you can tell I'm not a communist. That's just not how not my cup of tea. I like competition. I like, you know, freedom to pursue. Anyway, I don't want to get into like, you know, a thing. I'm just saying that is very funny. But with that said, I can actually understand that there are aspects to that Communist Party that I would agree with. Because I agree with like a spattering of things and issues from all sorts of different ends of the spectrum. So, you know, on random issues, there must have just been some random issues in there that I perfectly lined up with the Communist Party. Probably had nothing to do with economics, but I'm never going to live it down. But that's okay. That is really funny. Important. The result is not a vote recommendation. The second part of this quiz should always compare your and the given answers and the reasons the political parties gave why they answered as they did. Yeah, okay. So there's more to the Wahl-O-Mat. I may or may not like fill out the rest of it or whatever tomorrow as my video. I don't know. It starts to get hairy. I feel like I kind of left off in a good place, and I don't want to. I don't know if I want to push it. But that is good to know. That is really good to know. Thank you. I think I'm going to just read, you know, a couple more. I can't help. It's really funny. I don't think I've found a single like pissed off comment. That's incredible. I just realized that. That's incredible. Thank you guys. At least, you know, so far. That's why I gotta quit while I'm ahead. My gosh. So far, these are all nice. Oh my god, I just love how obviously terrified you were of doing this and still decided, F it, let's do it. But then started with 2 minutes of justifying yourself. I know. That was pretty stupid, to be honest. Like, from like a YouTube strategy point of view, you probably shouldn't start off one of your like big videos, meaning like I knew that this video would, you know, it's an intriguing title, right? So I thought it would get a lot of clicks. And you probably shouldn't start off a video like that with a 2-minute rant about like nonsense. Not a very smart strategy. I probably should have just got right into it, but the real life Jack Sparrow you are. Yes. Yes, I'm a pirate. I'm a pirate. For outsiders from America, it is, of course, a huge problem to assess something if you know little or nothing about the background. Indeed, it's got to be kind of interesting seeing someone, a foreigner, just look at issues that have so much baggage. You know, I can imagine there's so many issues like here in America that it might seem on the surface like a simple question, but it's got all this baggage of like talking points behind it and blah, 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 and history. And when you take someone who just doesn't even know any of that, it's kind of interesting just to go back to square one and be like, oh, yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it, you know, without all the stuff. Anyway, On the other hand, even 30% of Germans don't know much about German politics than you, Ryan from the USA. It's great of you to have tried out the Wahl-O-Mat in front of the camera. Very, very big respect. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to end it there because, I mean, I've been reacting to comments for 25 minutes, for one thing. But also, I feel really great about it. So why push it? But then again, I think I might push it tomorrow. You know what I mean? I think I might continue the Wahl-O-Mat. I might not be able to help myself. I am curious. Now that you mention it, I'm curious. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know. It feels weird to me to be like, this issue, you know, whatever it may be, it's less important to me. You know, I feel like that's kind of like, that's kind of offensive. We'll see. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.